Hi, I'm DeDe, and for this 30-minute seated session, we'll do some targeted mobility work, focusing on the hips, back, and shoulders. Better mobility can improve our lives in so many ways, including making everyday tasks easier and our bodies more comfortable to be in. Here's what you'll need: a sturdy armless chair, some athletic shoes, or you can go barefoot, some water for hydration that's out of your way, plenty of room around your chair so you can move your arms and legs freely. And remember, always move at your own perfect pace. So that means skipping something maybe if it doesn't feel right, slowing down, or in rare cases, maybe speeding up a little bit faster. All right, so we're sitting away from the back of the chair, tall and straight as usual. Legs in line with hip joints, ears in line with shoulders and hips. Let's let the arms come down, and then we'll circle the shoulders. Up, back, and down, and again. Palms face in, the arms are long. Big shoulder roll. Make sure the shoulders come down in between each one. Up and back, and then down. Again. Let's do two more. All right, shoulders down. Inhale, take your arms back. And exhale, take them forward. Again. Now let's go a little lower with the arms here. Inhale, and then higher here as you exhale. Lift your chest up, and then let it drop down. Again. Now we take the arms back and we hold there. Squeeze across your upper back. Squeeze gently, but a little bit of tension across your shoulder blades. That's what we need here. Keep breathing. Feel the stretch across the fronts of your shoulders and through your chest. Now, hands on your legs. Let's tap the right foot, tap the left foot. Tap, tap. So as usual, we're lifting the toes up as high as we can while keeping the heels on the floor. Tap and tap and tap. Let's go faster now. Right, left, right, left. Can you still lift as high? Even though we're going faster, can you still lift way up, way up, way up? 8, 7 more, 6. Now we're going up on our tiptoes. We go up, down, down. Try to bend across your toe joints. So every time we take a step when we're walking, our back foot has to do this. We have to bend across our toe joints. At least a little bit. If you're wearing solid shoes that have rocker soles, then usually it takes the toe joint bend out of it to a degree. But we still need to be able to go up on our tiptoes if we need to reach something up high, right? We want to keep our toes limber, flexible, and mobile. Now we'll alternate our heel lifts, right and left. Right, left. Up, up, up. Get a little rock from side to side with your torso. lift, 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 lift. I can feel some heat building in my lower extremities. How about you? In your feet, maybe your ankles, your calves. Last 4, 3, 2, and stop. Now we tap out, forward, in, forward. If you have a lot of fatigue going on in the top of your foot, the front of your ankle, and through your shin, don't be surprised. We're doing a lot of targeted movement here for those areas. In, forward, out, forward, in. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Now stop. Both heels come up. Let's hold here. Breathing in and out. So we're stretching through the underside of the toes. Can you feel that stretch? Like I said, if your shoes are very rigid, you won't feel it as much. My shoes are pretty flexible. Now let's try this. Tap your right, tap your left, tap your right, tap your left. So we did this already, but we're going to combine it. We're going to do 1 toe lift with 1 heel lift. So just do a few more toe taps. Last 4, 3, 2. Now let's try it. So right toes and left heel. And then left toes and right heel. Toes and heel. Toes and heel. Can you get it? It's a little bit of brain fitness. Left heel, right toes. Right heel, left toes. So keep going at this tempo, or let's try it a little faster. Toes and heel, heels and toes. It's nice to challenge our brain a little bit, and it's okay if it gets too confusing and your brain and your body are stopping the communication lines. It's okay, you can start over, you can go slower, you can stop, you can march, you can try again. You always have options. 8 more, 7. Now we'll come back to the center and we'll start to move through our hands. Big circles with the fingers apart. I can still feel my lower extremities buzzing with the energy and circulation. Can you still feel that? It feels good. Now let's do these same circles with a light fist. See how that feels. Should feel a little different. Can you do this without tensing your shoulders? Try to do it. Now we'll take the hands together this way and we'll press down on one side, up and over, press down on the other side. So your top hand is pressing and your bottom hand is feeling the stretch. You may feel it all the way into your wrists and your forearms. Are your shoulders still relaxed? We have 4 more of these. 3. Now push down on the right side this way and hold. Keep breathing. And then we switch. So being able to push something, being able to get your wrist to about 90 degrees helps us be a better pusher. Let's switch. Also, if you ever do anything like push-ups or in yoga, if you do plank pose, you need your wrist to go 90 degrees. Switch sides. All right, then we release that. Let's step out right foot and in, and left foot and in. So we move from our hip joint, everything moves together. Your toes are still in the same direction as your knees, and you can hold the seat of the chair toward the back if you want to. Otherwise, you can raise your arm out and in on the stepping out side. So we're training our core right now, as well as our arm and our leg. How so? Because we're having to stabilize through the core. As we move to the same side, arm and leg, our midsection has to grip and stabilize. Maybe you can feel that happening now that I mentioned it, right? It's always good to be aware of what's happening so we can emphasize it if it's necessary. Can we do both arms with one leg? Both arms, both arms. Now, how about if we start to turn the head in the direction of the stepping out leg? So turn to the right, turn to the left. So I always like to point this stuff out. Now we're working on balance because our arms and our leg are in motion at the same time. Plus we're turning our head. Turning the head, turning the focal point, those two things are challenging to our balance. So we're doing all of that right now. 2 more. Now let's do 2 on each side. So we go out, in, out, and switch. Out, in, out, and switch. Are you still sitting up tall? Make sure that you are. Let's do 1 more of these doubles. All right, come back to the center, hands on the legs. Inhale, you're sitting straight and tall. Exhale, tip forward. And again. Again, without bunching the shoulders up. Keeping the back straight and long. Last one. Now we move the feet out wide and then we turn. We're doing a lunge here. Remember, 90 degrees with both of your knees. You're on the tiptoes of this foot, you're flat on this foot. Sitting up straight and tall, holding on to the chair as much as you need to. Now we'll rock the pelvis. Rock it forward and back. Forward and back. Four more. You feel what's happening in your hip? It's a big hip flexor stretch. Now we'll move this back leg. We'll try to push the heel back a little further and then let the knee bend. Push, bend. Make sure you're at the edge of your chair so you have room to move your leg. 1 more. Now we push back and hold, and if you can straighten your leg out a little bit more, do that. Don't force though, no forcing. Now we'll add that hip hinge here. So we inhale and then exhale again. Feel the stretch intensify. One more. Now hip hinge and hold here. If you can take your arm that's furthest from me onto your thigh, do that. And then if you can straighten your back leg a little bit more, do that. Is your back still straight? Make sure it is. Now let's return to our 90 degrees with our knees, and then we'll change directions. All right, find yourself in just the right spot on the chair with your knees at 90 degrees, both of them. You're on the tiptoes here. You're not on your tiptoes here. Shoulders are down. We're sitting up. Now we'll start with a pelvic rock. Here we go. Rock forward and back. Forward and back. So it takes place through your middle, your pelvis, your rib cage moving a little bit. 4 more. Now we sit back to our starting position, and then the back heel presses back. It presses back. And then we press back and we hold, and we move the back leg back a little further if we're able to. Sitting up tall, shoulders away from ears. Now let's add the hip hinge again. So inhale, and then exhale again. Now we come forward and we hold. Here's where you have the option of taking the arm that's furthest from me onto your thigh. Really straighten out your back leg and straighten out your spine. Hold on to the seat of the chair as I am. Hold on to the back of the chair as well if you need to. All right, and then we're helping ourselves up, 90 degrees with your knees, and then come back to center. Let's start back with our upright sitting position, this time wide stance with our feet. We're tall and straight. Now we inhale, exhale, side bend, and then switch. So both hips are heavy, and then one hip is a little heavier. Can you feel that? Now, if you feel like you can do more with the arm, if you feel like your top shoulder is good, see if you can straighten your arm out at the top. No obligation to do that. Here's the option. You're just keeping your elbow bent. Stay with that if that's better. Now this time we side bend and we hold. So you're either here with your elbow or up here. Here's something that's the same no matter what. The front of our body is long and straight. We're not doing this, so double check that you're not shortening the front of your torso. It's still long. All right, then we inhale and come up. Exhale over here to the other side, hand or forearm, top elbow bent or top elbow straight. Stay here, breathe. All right, and then we come up and we keep the feet wide. Now we inhale and we twist. Switch sides. Now just a reminder, don't let your legs be wobbly. They're sturdy. You're driving your feet down into the floor and you're sitting up tall. legs are not wiggling as you grab on and pull. That's how we get even stronger and more stable through our joints, by staying strong and braced, in this case through our lower extremities and our core. Two more. Now we inhale and we twist to the right and we hold there. Stay here. Keep breathing. Keep trying to turn your face a little further around your eyes, your chest. Turn that a little further around. And then we come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, over to the other side. Stay here. Keep breathing now. Breathing in and breathing out. You're still tall and straight. Try not to lean. Turning your face as far as you can. All right, and then we come back to the center. Arms down at your sides, roll your shoulders, just like we did at the beginning. Up, back, and down. Do it again. Walk your feet in as you roll your shoulders. Now we do heel digs, right side first, and then left side. These are heel digs where you dig your heel into the ground, dig it in, pull it back. Now how about if we add the opposite side arm with the thumb up? Now if you're good with that, how about both arms? Both and both. Now we're going to about shoulder height with the arms. How about a little higher than that? See how it feels. You can bend your elbows if you need to, or you can keep them straighter. Remember, if it hurts, try to stay away from it. If you're talking about a range of motion that's painful, don't do such a large range of motion. Make it smaller. See if that's less painful. Typically, pain is our body's way of telling us that something needs our attention. Now, I'm not talking about fatigue that you get from exercising. I'm talking about pain. That's different than fatigue, right? Even though they're both somewhat uncomfortable. 8 more. 7. 6. So for example, right now, if this is uncomfortable to go up this high and this straight, you're bending your elbows. Remember, that's your option. All right, come on in. Let's lift the heels up, down. Now, as you lift your heels, do you feel a little stretch across the front of your ankles? Maybe a little stretch into your shins? So we're going to embellish this. We're going to make it an even bigger stretch. So join me. Heels down, slide over just a little bit to the right, move your left foot so it's a little bit more to the right, and then take your right foot alongside your chair and put the top of the shoe or the top of your toes onto the floor. And then just gently press down. Now if you're barefoot, don't press too hard. If you have shoes on, you can press a little harder. Keep it comfortable though. You should feel a stretch all down the front of your ankle, maybe across the top of your foot. Keep it sensible for you, and keep holding on if you don't feel secure. All right, let's go to the other side. So just replicate that over here. Scoot over. Make sure your feet scoot over with you. You're at the edge, top of your shoe or top of your toes on the floor, and press. Keep every part of our body flexible and supple. hitting the front of our ankle, top of our foot. All right, let's come back to the center. Sitting up tall. Let's bring the ankles and knees together. Now the right leg crosses across, and then we switch. Cross, switch. So you can point your toe, that's called plantar flexion. When your foot is on the floor, it's in more of a dorsiflexed position. But when you point, that's plantar flexion. And that's another way that we keep our joints supple and flexible, by moving them through their entire range of motion. Now can we take one arm across like this? Same as the crossing over side. Now how about both arms to that side? So both arms. So we're doing a little bit of what's called external rotation at the hip. That means your knee is pointing outward in order to cross your ankle across. So you should be able to feel that up into your outer hips. So the outside of your hip area. Let's do 4 more. That's 4. And 3. And now this takes us into a deep stretch for the hips. So here's how we started. Cross your right ankle over your left ankle, or cross your right ankle over your left knee. You decide. So the area that's stretching is that outer hip area that I was just talking about. Sit up tall. If you're up here above your knee, you can flex your foot on your top leg. And then we'll try to lean forward if we can without rounding the back. Leaning forward ramps up the stretch, so only ramp it up if you need to ramp it up. Otherwise, you're just sitting tall, trying not to collapse back. All right, and then we're sitting up and we're switching. So cross ankle over ankle or ankle over knee. You can help your leg up. You can hold it there if it doesn't feel like it's going to stay. And then sit up straight. And then only if you need to ramp it up will you try and lean forward, flexing your top foot. All right, and then we're sitting up and we take both feet down. Now we need to be able to maintain our upright posture. So put your hands under your right thigh. If that causes you to collapse back, then just go up on your toe like this. You don't have to hold your leg. But if you can hold your leg, do that. And then we circle the ankle around in one direction and the other. So if you're on the floor, it's the same thing. Around in one direction and around in the other. 2 more. 1 more each way. And then we stop and we switch. So on your toe, or grab the back of your leg, hold the leg up, and then we circle. Around one way, around the other way. That feels great on the ankle, doesn't it? 1 more. And then we come down. Now we have our hands here, like we're just putting our hands on our hips. Inhale, shoulders down. Exhale, draw the elbows back. Keep them back now. Inhale. Draw the elbows back further as you exhale. Do it again. Even further. We're getting a little stretch for our thumbs here as well. Can you feel that? Draw the elbows further back. Really puff the chest out. And then release. Roll your shoulders. One more time. All right, same stretch, different hand position. Make a fist. Little finger side of your fist goes right here to the sides of your hips. Inhale. Draw the elbows back as you exhale. Do it again now. Inhale. Exhale, draw the elbows further back. One more time, inhale. And exhale, and then relax the arms. Roll the shoulders up, back, down. Again. All right, now we scoot forward on our chair. We scoot the feet forward also. Reach back, hold the back of the chair. Tuck the shoulder blades back. Tuck your chin in and lean forward. Keep breathing as you hold. So I'll show you this from the side. Okay, so the back is still straight and long. So our last stretch. All right, and then release that. Sit up. Shake out your arms. So how do you feel? Remember, no matter what our ability level is, no matter where we are on our journey of more flexibility and better balance, we can always improve. So thanks for joining me, and until next time, be well.